This is a health moment with Dr. Ricky.
I am frequently been asked to give my opinion on the role of coconut oil and Alzheimer's disease. They're based on some assumptions that are backed by some type of scientific data. And the first assumption is that as we get older, we utilize glucose less efficiently in our brain. So Alzheimer's is thought to be associated with a critical dropping off point of glucose utilization in the brain. There is another source of energy called ketones. And ketones, when broken down, change from fats to energy. And coconut oil is rich in ketones. So the first assumption is that coconut oil can be an alternative source of energy to provide the brain with enough resources to improve cognitive function. A second key assumption has to do with what we call amyloid plaques. In the Alzheimer's disorder, the brain shows a high concentration of amyloid plaques. These amyloid plaques are really formed from small particles of protein that lie around the nervous tissue in the brain. And in the healthy brain, these amyloid plaques are cleaned up. But as we get older and as Alzheimer's begins to show in our cognitive performance, these amyloid plaques do not disappear. In fact, they coalesce and they become hard. A report in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease by Nafar and Miro was they took nerve cells from the brain and they put these amyloid particles on those brain cells. And it's a special type of particle called amyloid B. So they would trap the nerve cells, and as they got bigger and bigger, and then they treated part of the sample with coconut oil and found that the coconut oil rescued the neurons in the brain that were covered with amyloid B particles and actually helped to resolve some of the issue. So a second indirect point is that coconut oil appears to be able to deal with these plaques which trap the nerves in the brain. Now, these researchers, they did it under laboratory conditions, not in live situations. So if we were to talk about coconut oil and Alzheimer's and sum it up, there are two assumptions. One is that it is an alternative source of high energy for the brain that is needed. And two, some of the plaques that destroy the neurons in the brain can actually be eroded with coconut oil. I must say something of caution here. These are indirect evidence pieces that are related to coconut oil and Alzheimer's. And I warn people that rushing into drinking a lot of coconut oil doesn't necessarily mean that you will get quicker or faster results. In fact, you possibly could end up with diarrhea. And coconut oil has a lot of calories. There is indirect evidence, but we need to prove it. We need to show that what we assume can be made into scientific fact.